Hey guys, what's up? This is the Demon Corpse, and today we'll be talking about physical games. Well, games that I believe will get some form of a LRG release, let's just say. And half of these games have not been. Some of these games have not been announced, and some of them all on the digital storefront on every platform that exists that has these games. And I believe they will get some form of a physical release at some point. And let's do with the first one. The first game I believe that will get some form of a physical release by LRG would be Persona 1 and Persona 2 and the other version of Persona 2. All I'm hoping for is they do Persona 2 as a bundle. They add both versions. But if they do them separately, I'd be like, okay, I get that, but really? But let's hope those get some form of a physical release. They have not been announced, and they're still, yeah, they're wicked expensive. You can look online and see how much they're worth. Even the original Persona for the PS1, one of the holy grails on the PS1. That's yeeks. I mean, it's gone down a little. It's gone down to like $400, but I mean, the cheapest you can go will probably be 200, and that's just disc only. So, yeah, good luck. That's all I have to say. Good luck. Then there's the next series that I believe will get some form of a physical release by LRG, and that is Suikoden 1 and 2. And I think, yeah, they probably, that'll be another game because they did delay it. And meaning, aka, we're doing probably a LRG physical release for this game. And I'm not shocked, just because that series is a very niche. Like, and right now it's not niche, it is popular, but it isn't like, oh, the Final Fantasy universe. I mean, Suikoden's not like at that realm, let's just say, but there is a demand for Suikoden games, and I mean, they're not expensive. Suikoden games, the only ones that are expensive are Suikoden 2 and 5. Those are the only ones that are like extremely expensive. And the only reason why Suikoden 2 is worth that much is because there's not many copies of that game out there. And for Suikoden 5, probably the same thing, but it isn't on the PS3 storefront, so yeah, that's also why it's that much, because like, oh, you can't play this on the PS3 storefront, so you gotta play it on the PS2, or find a PS3 that's backwards compatible with PS2. But yeah, good luck, because those things are expensive as well, sadly, but kind of how it is. Another game that I believe will get a some form of a physical release, and I should say this as well. The for the physical ish, I would say these games may get an Xbox copy and a Switch and PS4. If it's getting an Xbox copy, then it's only going to get released in North America, that Xbox copy. So if you want the Xbox copy, for me, I want the Xbox copy because I like collecting Xbox. I know, weird, and because the people have asked me all weirdly, like, why you collect Xbox? And I always tell them, why you collect Switch? Why you collect PS4? Why you collect PS Vita? And they're just looking at me, oh yeah, that's true. So it's like, there's those type of people who are kind of questioning, why are you collecting Xbox? Like, who cares about that system? As I said before, most people said that about the Sega Saturn, the Dreamcast. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just, different branding and all that. So I don't know. I just like collecting Xbox. But yeah, if they go away, oh well. I mean, yay! Hey, some of my games will go up in price. So hey, that's not bad. I got Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 for the Xbox One complete. So hey, yay! Gonna probably sell it for $100 at some point. Hey, it's called money, 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 money. But kind of how it is in this day and age. Next game, besides me talking about that, but next game I would say would get a physical release. Would be probably Voodoo Vents, and probably for the Xbox. I don't think it would get PS4 or other system release. It would just probably be for the Xbox, and that would be a game I think they are working on. I wouldn't be shocked, because I think because LRG is doing a lot of releases of IPs now owned by Xbox, you could say. ish. Oh, probably the studios worked on those games years ago, like Double Fine Production. We have seen a couple of Double Fine Production games get released physically on the Xbox and PS4 as well. And I think this would get a physical release as well. Voodoo Fence. It was released on the OG Xbox. It is backwards compatible on the 360, I believe. So, I mean, there is that option. I don't know how much the game is. I know it went up a little, but then it's probably went back down in price because, I mean, it isn't like a game that people are like, oh my goodness, that game's amazing. It's not like that. It's more like, oh, I know that game. It's like that. It isn't like FF7. Oh my goodness, my millennial mind is can't handle seeing FF7 on the PS1. Oh my goodness, this is my member berries. It's like that, if you know what I mean. That kind of whole my mind, if you know what I mean. Most millennials will go nuts all over FF7 for the PS1, and I'm like, huh, okay, okay, keep keep jacking off to it, but okay. But besides that, the next game would I would expect to get a physical would be Halo Wars the Definitive Edition, and it would just be for the Xbox One. And I know it does have a physical release on the 360, so that it may not happen. But I mean, they may just kind of bend the knee a little and just say we're gonna release a physical on the Xbox One for Halo Wars. And yeah, I mean it would happen. I wouldn't be shocked. Another game after that would probably be Halo Spawn Assault and Spawn Strike. As of now, Spawn Strike is the only Halo game that has never been released on the Xbox platforms. Weirdly enough, a Halo game that's not even on the Xbox platforms. It is on Windows, so some Xbox fanboys probably going to say, "Well, technically, it is on the Xbox ecosystems because it's owned by because Windows is owned by Microsoft." No, I think most people wanted to be on console as well. There's a difference, idiot, but some people do that. But as a whole, I mean, these are games that I believe, and oh yeah, and then, let's do one more just because I think it will happen, and they will get small physical releases by LRG, the Shimigami Tensei games. And there's a lot, and I know Persona is part of the Shimigami Tensei, but let's add the others. Like let's because I do believe a lot of these Shimigami Tensei games will get re-releases, but they're going to be by LRG physically. Like that's going to happen. Like after the first release, like let's just say they announce some Shimigami Tensei game in December, let's say December 25th, 2023, and then 5 months later, LRG announces a physical release for the Shimigami Tensei game. It's plausible. I think it will happen. Even for the Switch, I think if they do release for Soul Hackers, I'm gonna probably wait for the Switch copy because that's gonna be the most definitive copy out of all the copies of Soul Hackers 2. Like Soul Hackers 2, I probably would. I know there's an Xbox copy. I'm just not interested in getting it because there's like DLC digitally, so I'm like, okay, that's stupid. And I'm just waiting for the Switch copy because they're going to make a Switch copy. It's just they haven't felt like doing it, and it's extra budget, and they to put that game on the Switch, so they're just kind of like, we're working on it, but it's not like a top priority because I don't think that game was successful, you could say. And there's going to be so many copies of that game, it's going to really go down in price, and I mean, the only reason I would say to get that game, even brand new, would probably for the cards. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, the day one editions come with like cards of the characters, so that's probably the only reason why you would buy it physically brand new or pre-owned. But as a whole, I would say just be patient. But that's about all. I believe that's everything. I would say right now that could get some form of a physical release by LRG. And I hope this doesn't happen. I really don't. I'm not those people who are like, yay, it's getting a physical release on LRG. Let other people suffer. Some people are like that. For me, I wish people in Europe would get these games too, physically, including well, Japan, yeah, they get this stuff. They get this stuff. I probably shouldn't say Japan. I'm like, well, Japan, no. They get this stuff anyway. It doesn't matter. It's just Europeans and Americans. It's always a 50-50 sometimes what we get and what we don't get. Sometimes the Europeans get the good stuff, and then sometimes we get the good stuff. It's so weird. I mean, it's just odd. And they get out the weird statistics and say, well, technically, this persona wouldn't be popular in Europe. It's like, Persona is extremely popular. I don't know what you're getting your statistics from. Are you getting your statistics from North Korea? Because I highly doubt like your statistics are correct. But I mean, I don't know. Anything could happen, but I hope none of this stuff does get a LRG physical release. But if it does, I would say grab it, even if it's Suikoden 1 and 2, because yeah, I do not want people paying $200 for Suikoden 1. I mean, not Suikoden 1, but Suikoden 2. I mean, that's ridiculous. If it was $60, okay, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. But yeah, good luck. I mean, that's probably how much the disc would be just alone, maybe, but I highly doubt it. But that's about all. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you, scavengers.